Hey everyone, welcome to Blooming Change. This is rebloom.news' weekly interview series where we interview people who we believe are making a positive impact in the world of sustainability. Just as a reminder, rebloom.news is a weekly newsletter that offers advice, inspiration, and actionable items to live more consciously with the planet, and you can subscribe below. So today we're chatting with Gaia, all about how to be a conscious consumer. So Gaia is 18 years old and she is Italian and lives in Italy. Sustainability is her passion, and she runs an absolutely beautiful Instagram where she shares varying information about her own journey with sustainability and conscious consumerism. So Gaia, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit and tell us about what you do?
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you for having me. So I got into sustainability through my studies and will continue to study about sustainability. Next year, I'm planning to go to London to start my bachelor's in environmental studies and sustainability, which I'm excited for. And I think conscious consumerism will definitely be the future, and it's already like a movement that's gaining a lot of attention from people, which I think is awesome because the fashion industry has a huge impact, and also it has impacts on many other industries as well, like the agriculture industry, the travel industry, like the transport industry, and it's impacting oceans, it's impacting workers. Like so many people work in the fashion industry. So I think it's really important that I raise awareness on the impacts of the fashion industry so we can all become more conscious consumers and we know what we're supporting. So this is just good for the planet. It's good for workers who make our clothes, which should have a dignified work. And I mean, for our wardrobes as well, like following trends and buying so much stuff will leave us with so much stuff that we don't need. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to inspire people to do, like buy less, buy better, and make their clothes last.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. So Guy and I are actually both Remake ambassadors, which I was super excited to see when I found her Instagram. I was like, oh my gosh, I'll reach out to her. We can connect. So I'm really excited to ask you a few questions today so we can share your perspective on a few different things. So first question, as an 18-year-old, how important do you think conscious consumerism is for the future?
I think it's so important. Like, we should really stop buying so much stuff. Like, that's just having huge impacts on our world, on the people who make the clothes. We should definitely ask more questions before buying, and we should know like where our clothes come from, where they end up. We shouldn't treat clothes like disposable, and we shouldn't mindlessly buy them. So I think it's really important, and I'm happy to see that lots of people are getting into this movement. And yeah, I'm trying to inspire people to do the same because it's so important. Like, you can really make a difference by changing the way you shop. So I think it's a really powerful tool to like use your money wisely and use it to support things that you believe in. And I mean, support businesses that align with your values. I think that's so important, and I think a lot of people are realizing that, which is good. And yeah, I mean, as we learn the impacts of the fashion industry, we can't ignore what our purchases do to the earth and to the people who make the clothes. So yeah, I think it's really important, and it's great to see like more people joining into this movement.
Yes, totally. I love when people use the hashtag wear your values. You know, I think we do vote with our dollars, and you know what we spend really makes an impact. It tells people what we want them to make. And like, I mean, I've had this shirt since I was honestly in high school. So it's been a long time I've had this, but like, I'm the type of person where I love buying a really nice piece, but because of the quality and how nice it is, it's like a great denim. It'll last me, you know, for ever. It doesn't really fade or anything like that. So I think, yeah, definitely being conscious about what you buy is so important.
Yeah, and choosing quality over quantity, as you say, it's really important so that our clothes can last longer.
Yeah. So this week on Rebloom, we're talking all about your cleaning out your closet, right? The best ways of doing it, what to do with your clothes once you clean it out. So I know a lot of the time people repurpose clothes. So what are some of the ways that you have repurposed your own clothes in the past?
So I don't know how to sew, which it's something that I definitely want to learn because it's so important. But I always get my clothes repaired, and it's so important to repair your clothes and definitely not throw them out because they're broken or because they have a stain. Like, try to make them last as long as possible. And I mean, I like to have fun with like creating new outfits out of old clothes. And I've dyed a white shirt. I've made it pink with avocado dye, which was really fun.
I love it.
And there's lots of people on Instagram as well who inspire me to like give a new life to clothes. I mean, it's really important. And also being mindful when we clean out our clothes, when we clean out our closet, like where do we give the clothes to? Like, where do they go? Like, make sure that when you're donating items, they're in a good condition, and that if you're giving it to a charity, that they'll accept it and that they won't just throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, there's so many DIY projects that you can find all over internet. I also have a post about that, about like how you can upcycle your clothes. And yeah, so just by looking online, there's so many cute ideas. Like, you can make pillowcase out of old clothes, and it's really fun. And just, yeah, making them last as long as possible, and yeah, repairing them when they're broken. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. Have I I actually did costuming in college, so I have a little bit of the background in sewing and remaking them, and that's always my favorite. Even just like taking an old shirt and adding like some embroidery, or like a not embroidery, but like a patch. You know, like getting a cool patch or doing something to make it new and different for yourself, I think is so
That's
important.
You have a unique item that no one else has, which is awesome. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it's nice, like standing out, being original.
Mhm. Or another thing I do is when I cut up my clothing, like sometimes I take old t-shirts and will like cut off the sleeves and the bottom, then I use those extra scraps for cleaning rags. So I cut them up into squares and
Yeah,
like use them that way. So there's so many ways that you can repurpose your old clothes.
absolutely. And
Yeah,
also, like, you can make a tote bag out of your t-shirt. Like, there's so many ideas that are definitely worth trying, especially now that we have more time in our
yeah,
hands.
definitely. So, last question. How do you stop yourself from buying new clothes? So, you know, we're in the age of consumerism. Everyone wants new things, especially young people. I feel like millennials, Gen Z, like we're bombarded with media all the time. So, like, how do you stop yourself from buying?
Well, I have to admit, it was hard at first when I first got into this movement, but it's really nice to see lots of challenges going around, like the Remake one, the 90 days no shop challenge, which is definitely something I'm taking part in. And since I've been in the movement for a while, it's easier for me now to not buy so many new clothes. But um, I think one of the most important things is just know your style. Like, know what colors look good on you, know what kind of clothes look good on you, like loose, tight fitting clothes and so on. And just go for those clothes that you know will look good on you. And I mean, you don't have to follow every trend. Like, you will just end up accumulating so many clothes that you will just wear once. So I mean, just ask questions before you buy. Like, do I really need this? Do I have something to wear with this? Who made this? Yeah, just make sure that you spend your money wisely. And yeah, just shop secondhand and support sustainable brands when you need new items. But yeah, I think we all have way too many clothes that we really don't need to buy anymore. So
Yeah, I was watching this. It was some documentary, but it was saying that in the early, like in like the 1980s, I think, like not that long ago, that the average person would only buy about like 16 new items a year. And now in, you know, 2020, people on average buy upwards of 68 new items per year. And if everyone's buying over, you know, close to 70 new items a year, like that is creating so much waste. Most of it goes back into our landfill. So I think just having that conscious buying mindset when you're going out, and, you know, you can still like I love window shopping. Like I love going in and like looking through these amazing, because people curate stores, especially in New York City where I live, it's like people curate these beautiful stores. And a lot of times I'll go in and, connect with people and support them by signing up for their social media or newsletters. But not all the time do these brands align with, my ideals, or I don't want to necessarily buy new clothes because I don't need new clothes right now. So I think just having that mindset, and the 90-day challenge is amazing. At the beginning, I was like, the first time I saw it, I was like, I don't know if I can do it because, well, I work in the fashion industry. So that was one thing. I was like, how do I do it? But then once, I finished out month 1, I was like, oh, that wasn't that hard.
Yeah, right. I mean, we are bombarded with so many ads, which it is hard. Like on social media, when you walk in the streets, like you see so many ads telling you to buy things, and influencers as well. But I think we really should value our clothes more. Like we shouldn't treat them like disposable. We should make the most of it and try to make them last as long as possible. So I think when you like create that kind of connection with your clothes, like when you really value them, I mean, I think it's easier for them to last, because you really, their worth, and you shouldn't just throw them out, because a lot of resources went into making those clothes. So
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for sharing your insight, and we will be posting you on the interview on rebloom.news, and I'm really excited to share this with everyone. So thank you
thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.